I'm Fraser Seitel, co-author of Rethinking Reputation, How PR Trumps Marketing and Advertising in the New Media World. And we conclude our book with a story about the most reviled corporation of the 20th century that has become a revered corporation in the 21st century. I speak, of course, about Exxon, which you'll recall had the Exxon Valdez, a tanker that polluted the entire Gulf of Valdez in Alaska. Horrible story. A chairman, a man named Lawrence Rawle at the time, who was a very good oil man, but a terrible communicator, refused to visit the oil spill, and Exxon, as I said, was reviled. At the end of the century, Exxon merged with Mobil, which was a company which was much more communicative, sponsored an op-ed in the New York Times every Friday, and Exxon began a campaign to rethink its reputation. The first thing they did was they researched what was the reputation of Exxon, and you can imagine what they found wasn't very good. The first thing they went out and did was they began meeting with the enemy, the NGOs, many of whom abhorred Exxon and weren't willing to be photographed with Exxon representatives, but they met very quietly with them, and over time they got to see that Exxon meant properly and meant well, and they became friends. They became social. They revised the op-eds that Mobil had sponsored into a blog that the communications director did periodically, informing the public of what Exxon, formerly a company that wasn't very communicative, was up to, was doing, its activities. And the coup de grace was Exxon suffered another spill, this time in Montana's Yellowstone River. In this case, though, rather than corporate leaders staying back at the ranch, the president of Exxon's pipeline company flew immediately to Montana to meet with the press and with public officials to reassure the public that the spill was under control. And in the final analysis, Exxon received high marks both for its crisis management and its public relations. Exxon today is greatly respected by many, certainly thought of differently than it was by most, as a result of reconsidering its approach, its image, its credibility. It has rethought its reputation, thus the power of rethinking your reputation.